got it, and then I was on my way back, and I remember that I also had my gun in my car. And when I had my gun in my car, usually, you know, it was for defense purposes, but also when you're in that kind of a shady world, you gotta have a gun, otherwise something happens. And next thing I know it, I made a turn, and another turn, and went into a Ralph's, and turned around, and what I didn't know was, so a friend of my mother's lived at the Ralph's, and when I made a turn in the Ralph's, and I turned another direction, I got that locked in temporarily. They ran out of the house and were asking me, have you seen him? And the lady was like, no, I hadn't seen him. But the lady immediately went to the phone and called my mom and said, hey, they're looking for your kid right now. I don't know what he's done, but it's a bunch of police officers looking for him. So that really, you know, my mom just started calling me. So at the time, there weren't cell phones, so you couldn't call your kid on the cell phone. You know, she'd call my house. You know, I never answered the phone at the house. You know, you had one of those old machines that you take messages. You know, I would always have like 200 phone calls that day. You know, messages that would never answer. So I went back out of Ralph's and went down the street, made another left, made another right, and I saw them behind me. Saw black and white behind me. I'm like, man, there's a black and white behind me. So they caught back up to me. Next thing I know it. The black and white putting his lights on, pulling me over, and then all of a sudden they came from everywhere. It was ATF, police officers, it was all kinds of drug task enforcement. It was a helicopter, they had dogs, you know, and I got out. And I don't know if people remember the cross colors gear. I had my own cross colors gear on. They came in all sprawled on the ground, you know. And what I always say though, my experience from that is the police officers at the time didn't arrest me. They arrested me.